Ghislaine Maxwell didn't kill herself. She knows too much. Epstein Victims lawyer says that Ghislaine Maxwell may kill herself or be silent to stop her from spilling secrets on her high-profile friends as she spends her first nights in the New Hampshire County Jail. So by now you've probably heard about this meme and probably heard about Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine is in a lot of trouble. She's been arrested by the FBI in connection to the Epstein case. And a word on the street is she's ready to name names and call out some very powerful, very famous people for everything that Epstein was involved in. Now, the long story short is this. Epstein had a special little island where he would rent out minors to powerful rich people for perverted means. I think you can put two and two together. He was a pervert. He catered to perverts. Very shady person. And no one really believes that Epstein committed suicide in prison. Most people believe that he was in fact murdered because too much went wrong. First, the guards were not at their posts or they fell asleep. Then, the footage was deleted and removed. How many coincidences does it take for people to be suspicious that Epstein didn't kill himself? So, I'm going to say it right now just so that I'm ahead of the curve. Ghislaine Maxwell didn't kill herself, and she may be taken out according to Epstein's victim's lawyer. Now, I find this incredible that we actually see this playing out right before our very eyes in real life. It's not a movie, it's reality. When the rich and powerful, the elite, are called out on their corruption, on their dirty deeds, and on their perversion, all of a sudden their enemies seem to fall one by one. It's almost as if the rich and powerful get rid of those who are going to expose them. So many people suspect that Ghislaine Maxwell is next. Now we're going to take a full look into this story and we're going to look at all the details. What does she know? Who is she going to expose? Who's at risk here? Famous people like Prince Andrew and even Trump himself may be implicated? We're going to find out. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And before we begin, a quick word from this week's sponsor.
Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser. It's free, blocks online advertising, and protects your privacy and data from evil tech companies. You only see ads if you want to see them, and you get cryptocurrency for your attention. Don't let Zuck use you to make a buck. Download Brave by clicking on the link down below.
And we're back. So, Ghislaine Maxwell. Who is she? According to the Daily Mail, it begins like this. As Jeffrey Epstein's pimp, Ghislaine Maxwell, spends her first days behind bars, a lawyer for their alleged victims who predicted the pervert financier would die in jail says she will likely suffer the same fate. Spencer Coven told thedailymail.com in an exclusive interview that Maxwell knows too much and that powerful people may want to silence her even as she is locked up. Quote, "It may be that she can't handle the fear of what's going to happen to her and takes matters into her own hands. Or there will be people who are very afraid of what she has to say," Coven predicted. Now, the official story, according to the mainstream, is that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in a cell. Most people with a brain do not believe this for a variety of reasons. How is it that the guards fell asleep and went AWOL? How is it? How is it the footage disappeared? How was it the perfect storm of this high-profile guy who was going to talk and expose all the rich perverts out there? See, this is the thing about the global elite, and this is what pisses me off about the left. They're always calling everyone a conspiracy theorist when they try to talk about the global elite or the corrupt establishment. When we're talking about these elites and the corrupt establishment, we're talking about the people that Epstein was going to expose before he passed away, in quotation marks. These are powerful, rich people. They have the money to bend the law to be corrupt. And you would think that liberals who apparently hate the wealthy and the elite and are always saying that they're corrupt would understand that when you see these patterns, when there's all this circumstantial evidence, maybe there's more to the story and maybe we're being lied to. So I'm sure many people will have conspiracy theories, but always remember, just because something is a conspiracy, that does not mean it's not true. On the flip side, that doesn't mean it's true either. You have to approach every situation with a logical and rational outlook. Now, Maxwell has an astonishing international network of friends and acquaintances, some of whom, no doubt, helped her lay low since Epstein's unfortunate passing away. Coven said people laughed at him when he predicted that Epstein would die in prison, but his gut is telling him the same thing about Maxwell. So, Maxwell was 58. She was arrested Thursday on federal charges related to her allegedly enticing underage girls for Epstein to abuse. And I would not be surprised if Maxwell herself was a massive pervert. People have the misconception that just because someone's female, they can't be a pervert. That's not true at all. It goes on to say that she won the trust of girls as young as 14 and brought them to a trap she and Epstein set, and in some cases took part in the sexual activity. Well, there you have it. So the jail that she's currently in is called the Merrimack. Lockup houses both men and women from the area around the New Hampshire capital, Concord. Jail Superintendent Ross Cunningham refused to reveal the details of Maxwell's day-to-day life inside when contacted by the Daily Mail. It's a security matter, he added. The jail itself was built in 2005 and under the contract of the U.S. Marshal Service. So, we know who Maxwell is. The question is, who is she going to rat out, and is she going to live long enough to be able to do so? So we have Coven here, and that's the lawyer they were referring to earlier. Coven said that he was surprised by the way the Southern District of New York are handling the case because it's the opposite of how you would prosecute a mob case. Normally, you would go after the underlings and get them to flip. Instead, prosecutors are going straight to the top. Epstein and then Maxwell. But Coven said that there are maybe people higher up that we don't even know about. Now imagine that. Imagine someone higher up the chain than even Epstein himself. We're dealing with people that live in an entirely different world. Powerful people. People with money. And the fact is, a lot of people flew on Epstein's plane. A lot of people knew Epstein. Now, a lot of people give Trump, for example, garbage because he went on Epstein's plane like one time to get somewhere. But I think that's all nonsense. There are people who went on the plane like 20 times. Bill Clinton went on Epstein's plane many times. And we all know that he was a pervert. Is a pervert. You know, I don't think that's a fair comparison to throw Trump into this. And speaking of the people that she might flip on, let's take a look. So, we have another article here, and it goes over some of the people that may be implicated, may be exposed by Ghislaine Maxwell. From Donald Trump to Naomi Campbell, why it's not just Prince Andrew feeling the heat after Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was arrested by the FBI. Again, I think this whole Trump connection is a conspiracy. I think there's nothing there. I think if you actually look at when Trump went on his plane, it was because he was running late for like a business meeting or something. He went on the plane once, he got to his destination, he got off. In fact, Donald Trump banned Epstein from one of his clubs because he saw Epstein trying to pick up minors, younger chicks, and he said, you know what, none of that crap here, you're banned, you're out. People forget about that. Trump never liked Epstein, but to a deranged leftist who's suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, this is some proof of some grand conspiracy. Ooh, the orange man is bad. See, I told you. No, I don't think so. Oh, and the article. Yep, the article brings it up. It goes over people who had connections to Bill Clinton, to Epstein. You can even see Ghislaine back here in this photo, and it's Bill Clinton and his daughter. Bill Clinton. Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein first met in the 1990s, when the financier made large donations to both his presidential campaign and to refurbish the White House. So they talk about the flight logs of Epstein's private jet, which was famously dubbed the Lolita Express. Lolita is a reference to an old piece of literature in which an adult male starts developing romantic feelings for a so-called Lolita, which was her name, and she was underage. And that was a famous piece of literature, so the term Lolita comes from that. Let's see here. Yada yada. Of course, you know, they bring up Donald Trump, but again, I really do not think that Trump is implicated in all of this. The dude was banging supermodels, and as far as I can tell, he's not really into particularly young women. But you know, there's a famous quote they always throw out there. I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He told a New York Magazine journalist in 2002. He's a lot of fun. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. People use that as like some sort of smoking gun. Oh my god, Trump must have known. Orange man bad, impeach. But here's the reality. I've got another story here This is from the U.S. Sun. Palm Beach. Donald Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein from a Mar-a-Lago after Epstein tried to take home a member's underage daughter. So this happened in the past. In 1997, Trump saw Epstein trying to pick up someone's underage girl. So he banned him for being a pervert. Would Trump have done that if he was also part of this left-wing conspiracy? No, he would not have. You think Trump has enough time to pursue such perversions? Dude, the man is addicted to his work, to his life, and to being great and building great things and winning. That's that's how he gets his thrill, okay? He wasn't Epstein. He certainly wasn't Bill Clinton. So they go over a few other names. Alan Dershowitz, one of America's most famous lawyers. Looking at him, well, don't judge a book by its cover, but I don't know. There's Woody Allen. He's a filmmaker. He may be involved. Jean-Luc Brunel, Naomi Campbell, and Ud Barak. I don't know who most of these people are. I'm going to be honest. I literally do not care. Now, the plot thickens, folks, because there are people who are coming out now and accusing Ghislaine herself of being a very, very bad person. Here you can see on the Daily Mail. Anonymous accuser says she'll testify that evil Ghislaine. I keep saying Ghislaine. Ghislaine. What a stupid name. The S is silent. Evil Ghislaine Maxwell assaulted her 20 to 30 times, starting from when she was 14, and claims she was forced to abort Jeffrey Epstein's baby. Now that sounds horrifying, to say the least. That's very sad. The abortion in particular, that's really upsetting. It's really upsetting. Now, I do want to point out that, even if you are a victim in this case, at some point, maybe you want to go to the authorities or, speak up. But here we are. To be fair, Epstein, Maxwell, they're powerful people. They knew powerful people. They had money. She was probably afraid to speak. They have ways of making people silent. I think Epstein knew that better than anybody. Hey-yo! So these claims, of course, are not verified. Nothing is proven. But these are accusations. Anonymous accuser says she's just as evil as Jeffrey Epstein painted him out to be. So this is how she claimed it worked. She said that the woman showered her with gifts and then taught her how to perform lewd acts on both men and on her. The woman said the abuse by Epstein eventually resulted in her becoming pregnant. I had never been with anyone except for him. The fact that I had to kill my child really affected me and my family, she said. So, I feel like there should be some sort of code of honor, even among sociopaths. It's one thing to be a monster, right? And to do something like this to someone, to abuse them. But it's another thing entirely to get them pregnant and then force them to kill it because you can't take responsibility for your own evil actions. See, that makes you worse than a monster. That makes you more than a sociopath. That makes you less than human. In my opinion, it means that you should no longer have human rights. It disgusts me to my core. But I guess that just goes to show how evil he really was. Now, evil, not evil, whatever the case, it is still a shame that he died because he was going to expose a lot of other evil people. That's just the reality of it. What a nightmare. The woman also claimed that she was gang assaulted. Think you can figure that one out? By Maxwell and others as punishment for threatening to speak to authorities, then dropped off naked on her grandparents' front yard lawn by a man she alleged had a gun and warned her that she would not come back alive next time. Now, I don't know if this is true. These could just be wild claims. And people in the comments are even saying, I wonder how long until the guards will be playing cards with the CCTV turned off for 10 minutes in that jail. Okay, people are already making the jokes. She's going to be assassinated. She's going to be taken out. There's a lot of naive people out there. And this is another reason that I'm so upset with the left. And I know I bring it up a lot, but this is a real issue. They complain about problems that don't exist. White privilege, male privilege, and all this other nonsense. When we have real horrors going on in the world, real abuse, real corruption. Instead, they say, Bill Gates bad because he's rich. Meanwhile, the guy's worst crime is doing too much charity and thinking that he's boss of the world or something. And then he can force people to get chipped and to get vaccines and etc. That's his worst crime. But I think that's a lot better than what Epstein was doing. So yada, yada, yada. They're just a bunch of details about the case in specific. People in the comments are predicting her untimely demise. Kumakahi says, They will say that she had a brief battle with COVID. She'll be gone in less than a week. I think it's actually amazing that we're living in a time where things are so obvious. The world is so corrupt that you can literally predict, yeah, this person is going to be assassinated and it's going to probably happen before they can speak. And the media is going to lie about it. The mainstream will lie about it because a lot of these people are connected to those same corrupt individuals. A note to left-wingers, when we talk about the corrupt establishment, I'm a libertarian. I sort of lean nationalist. I'm on the right side of the political spectrum, to be sure. This is what we mean when we talk about the corrupt elite. People who control the world and pull on the strings. They exist. They're real. You really think Epstein took his own life? But I guess we'll just have to see. Will Ghislaine Maxwell survive? Or will she, unfortunately, pass away due to natural causes? If you consider strangulation a natural cause, I guess time will tell. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Please let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. Joining will give you access to a private Discord server. And why not visit my merch store? I've got 2 beautiful designs. Deus Volt, Knight and Sword. There's t-shirts, stickers, all sorts of stuff. The link is down below in the description. And lastly, if you like this video, once again, please consider giving it a share. These days, the truth is only spoken through word of mouth. Spread those red pills. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.